Fever dog! Woo! Woo! Fever! Good dub. Ugly, but we found a way to win. Woo.
Did you see what happened when Caitlin Clark faced off against Brittney Griner? What started as just another game turned into a jaw-dropping showdown that had fans on their feet and critics eating their words. 2 days. That's all the Indiana Fever needed to rewrite the narrative and flip the momentum completely. What started as a disappointing home defeat turned into one of the most electrifying statements of the season, a dominant revenge performance that sent shockwaves through the WNBA. And at the center of it all, Caitlin Clark, a player whose leadership and resilience transformed a tough loss into a fiery response that saw her team dismantle the Atlanta Dream and silence WNBA veteran Brittney Griner in the process.
One thing this Indiana Fever team has shown us they will do this year, it's not quit on the game. The Indiana Fever down early, come back, take the lead. Down late, come back, take the lead. The only difference between tonight's outcome and Tuesday's outcome is a letter.
The pain of May 20th. The May 20th loss at Gainbridge Fieldhouse wasn't just a regular season hiccup. It was a reality check. The Fever were outplayed, outmuscled, and outmaneuvered by a dream team that seemed to have an answer for everything. Atlanta controlled the paint, won the battle on the boards, and most notably, Brittney Griner had a standout game with 21 points, dominating Indiana's undersized front court. Ryan Howard followed suit with a 20-point performance, while Indiana struggled to match their intensity or precision. That night, the Fever shot poorly from the line, giving away critical opportunities. Just 16 made free throws out of 26 attempts. Atlanta, meanwhile, lived at the stripe, going 25 of 32. Every missed shot and blown defensive rotation served as painful reminders of how far this young Indiana team still had to go.
They shot 32 free throws. It's a lot of free throws. Going to be difficult to win a lot of games when we foul people that much and put them at the line that much. It's tough. They made 25 out of 32. We still went to the line 26 times, missed 10. So that's the game really right there. It obviously doesn't come down to that, but...
A turning point hidden in the loss. But something else was happening beneath the surface, learning. While the scoreboard favored Atlanta, Indiana's coaching staff and players were already preparing for a rematch. Fever head coach Stephanie White noted the mismatches and the challenge Atlanta posed, especially in terms of physicality and size. Instead of sulking, the Fever saw the loss as an opportunity to grow. It wasn't just about fixing a few plays. It was about redefining how they compete. White's plan was clear: increase defensive pressure, focus on ball movement, and trust the entire roster to step up when it matters most. May 22nd, the revenge game. Fast forward 48 hours. The Indiana Fever walked into Atlanta with a purpose. They weren't just looking to win. They came to dominate, and they did exactly that. Indiana's interior dominance was the most startling turnaround. After getting bullied in the paint during their last meeting, the Fever flipped the script.
What a win for the Indiana Fever against the Atlanta Dream. Good teams win ugly. And that was what was most impressive to me about the Fever's performance against the Dream.
Outscoring Atlanta 46-20 in the paint. The message was loud and clear. This team wasn't going to be pushed around anymore. And the biggest surprise, Brittney Griner, who just days earlier had her way with the Fever defense, was limited to a mere 5 points before fouling out. She was frustrated, outmatched, and eventually taken out of the game. A shocking reversal from her previous performance.
Damaris Dantas, 17 minutes. Yeah, 1 for 5. Stephanie White, again, to her credit. Did you see what she did today with Dantas? Did you see what she did tonight with Dantas? Brittney Griner, are you in? You're in? Cool. Dantas, get in there. Brittney Griner, you're out? Cool. Dantas, get out. Brittney Griner, you're coming back in? Cool. Dantas, get back in. Griner, you're out? Dantas, you're done here.
Caitlin Clark's quiet night and why it didn't matter. Here's where things get really interesting. Caitlin Clark had one of her worst offensive games in recent memory. She went 0 for 5 from deep, scored just 11 points on 4 of 11 shooting, and spent much of the game battling foul trouble. In fact, this was the first game since early 2022, during her college career, where she didn't hit a single three-pointer. But that's exactly what made this win so significant. Despite Clark's struggles, the Fever didn't falter. They didn't collapse. Instead, they thrived. When most teams would have spiraled without their star player firing on all cylinders, Indiana responded like a true contender. Clark may not have lit up the stat sheet, but her leadership, ability to draw defenders, and court awareness helped keep her teammates engaged and dangerous.
Hey, Steph. This question is for you. I just wanted to talk about what you saw out of your team that was different from Tuesday. Obviously, it's a quick turn, but how did you feel like your adjustments paid off on the court?
I felt like our defensive energy, physicality, disruptiveness was better. We made it more difficult for them, moving the ball around the perimeter. We executed better in our ball screen defense. Felt like we had each other's back a little bit more.
Natasha Howard, the unsung hero. If there was a breakout star of the revenge game, it was Natasha Howard. After a forgettable showing in the previous matchup, Howard erupted for a game-high 26 points on a blistering 12 of 17 shooting performance. She was unstoppable in the third quarter, pouring in 13 points and owning the boards with 7 rebounds. Howard stepped up when Clark couldn't and gave the Fever exactly what they needed, a strong, reliable presence who could carry the offense in key moments. Her ability to finish inside, stretch the floor, and defend against Atlanta's size was instrumental in securing the win.
Shout out to Natasha Howard, I will say. You didn't have a good game last game. You bounced back today. If I'm the Atlanta Dream coach, I'm going into tonight with a game plan. Folks, make Natasha Howard beat us. Don't let Caitlin Clark beat us. Don't let Kelsey Mitchell beat us. Don't let Aaliyah Boston beat us. Make Natasha Howard beat us. And Natasha Howard, she took on that challenge and she came through.
Bench power, Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull step up. Depth has always been a question mark for Indiana, but those doubts were erased in this game. Sophie Cunningham returned from injury and wasted no time making an impact. She contributed 9 points, 6 rebounds, and even hit her first 3 of the season, igniting an 11-0 run that shifted momentum in Indiana's favor. Meanwhile, Lexi Hull added 10 critical points and tied her career high with 4 assists. Her energy, defensive grit, and poise off the bench gave Indiana the edge they needed. Together, Cunningham and Hull helped outscore Atlanta's bench by 16 points, a huge turnaround from the prior matchup where Atlanta's depth had been a deciding factor.
Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull are the real deal. That's what it does look like. It looks like these two off the bench, you can name whoever you want. These two ladies off the bench are going to be the most impactful duo in the WNBA, hands down. Hands down, these two are going to be the most impactful duo in the WNBA off the bench. They bring the energy, they bring the heat, they're able to score, they play defense.
Late game execution and defensive intensity. The final minutes of the game showed just how far Indiana has come in terms of maturity and cohesion. Down 75-71 with just over 3 minutes left, the Fever rallied. They didn't just squeak by. They took control, grabbed the lead, and never gave it back. The 81-76 final score was a direct result of smart decision-making, defensive execution, and timely shot-making.
Tuesday, we couldn't seal the deal. We lost it at the free throw line. Tonight, we sealed the deal. Tonight, we took the lead late in the fourth after being down 75-71 with 3 minutes left. We take the lead and we don't look back. The Indiana Fever leave the ATL with an 81-76 victory, and this game was pretty.
Coach White's decision to insert Cunningham and Hull late in the game to apply full court pressure worked like a charm. The Fever disrupted Atlanta's rhythm, forced bad decisions, and closed the game with the kind of intensity championship teams are built on. More than just a win, this wasn't just about revenge. It was about evolution. The Indiana Fever are no longer just Caitlin Clark and a supporting cast. They're a complete team with multiple weapons, veteran toughness, and young stars capable of stepping up under pressure. And while the headlines may focus on Clark destroying Griner,
Brittney Griner tried to post up Damaris and failed to post up Damaris. She tried to move Damaris off the block on defense. She failed to move Damaris off the block on defense. Damaris Dantas isn't only a big body, she's a strong SOB. And Brittney Griner found that out firsthand tonight.
in truth, this game revealed something deeper. Clark didn't need to drop 30 to dominate. Her presence alone, her ability to rally her team and draw defensive attention, allowed others like Howard, Hull, and Cunningham to shine. That's the mark of a true leader. What did you think of Caitlin Clark's revenge performance? Was it pure dominance or something more? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you loved this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you never miss another WNBA showdown.